Hello everyone, welcome back to AAS Publishing. We're going to start a longer series on publishing in the AAS Journals as a referee. This will be somewhat of a partner to one of the very earliest video series we did for this YouTube channel, which was on publishing in the AAS Journals as an author. So on this one we're going to cover another side of the cube on serving as a referee. This is going to be a longer video series. I've got 7 of them planned, so I'm probably going to break them up into video series of 2 to 3 each, in part because each one's a little bit longer, and in part because I want to keep this topic front and center for a while because it's kind of core to what we do in the peer-reviewed journal arena. So the topics I want to cover are what is the goal of the peer review process? Who is a referee? How often should I referee? Preparing to write a report, then actually writing the report, a good referee report, how to be a good referee, we'll cover that. What service does a referee provide to the community, to the journals? And do's and don'ts, sort of a summary of all of the things that we've gone before, plus some other tidbits of useful information for those who are going to be a referee. So we'll start off with what is the goal of the peer review process. And of those peer-reviewed journals, just as a reminder, we are currently 7 in the stable of peer-reviewed journals. We have the Astronomical Journal, AJ, the Astrophysical Journal, APJ, APJ Letters, APJ Supplement, Research Notes of the AAS, Bulletin of the AAS, which recently just published all of the 600 plus white papers for the 2020 Decadal Survey. And then our newest journal, which was announced a couple of weeks ago in partnership with the Division of Planetary Sciences, is the Planetary Science Journal. That one's worth a video for sure, and we'll do that one in a future one. But it's our newest journal. It's open, and you can start submitting to it, I believe, in September of 2019. So I look forward to seeing that one launch and doing a video on that one. So these are the peer review journals, and they all have one core mission, which is that our journals specialize in manuscripts presenting significant new results on astronomical observations or theory applied directly to astrophysical systems. And so this is kind of, might look like boilerplate, but it's not. In fact, it's got remarkable brevity for what it says and for what it does not say. So, for example, one of the things that it does not say that we only publish things that are right. That's clearly not the case. Right, but that's just the process of science, and so this is where the conversation takes place. Some of it is right, some of it is half right. Hopefully we don't publish anything that's completely wrong, but even then, on occasion, those things will come through. But it's about new results, significant new results, okay? Not necessarily what's right or what's wrong, because we don't know. If we did, we would just tell everyone what the answers were to everything, so. This is where the conversation takes place. Okay, so a critical mission of the journals is to increase the scientific integrity of the field. And one mechanism that we use, out of several, to increase that scientific integrity is peer review of submitted manuscripts, the topic of this video series of peer review and referees. So what is the goal, overall goal of the peer review process with the referees we're going to talk about? The goal of this occasionally intense peer review process is to improve a manuscript and arrive at publication. That is the goal. The acceptance rate for the AAS journals is roughly about 85%, and this is just a reflection of what the community wants in the discussion, to improve a paper and bring it to publication. The journals and the community is not about weeding out all but a select few papers. It's about allowing the conversation to take place, but also making the papers better, making that conversation, improving the signal to noise in that conversation as we go. And so overall, this process should be viewed as a constructive process. Improve a paper, get it to publication. Okay. So we get about, of order, 100 new submissions each week. The arrival rate certainly has correlations with proposal deadlines, academic calendars. Things get a little lower during the summer months. They sort of reach peaks toward the end of the winter quarter as we head into the winter holidays, winter in the northern hemisphere anyway. And toward the end of the academic calendar, people want to get their articles submitted before they take their summer breaks. Holidays, all of that. So those are longer time scales. On shorter time scales, there's also something that we call the Monday effect for new submissions and revisions. So people will work on it over the weekend, and then it comes through on Monday. And so Mondays definitely tend to have a larger spike than other days of the week. And you just have to budget that as an editor, extra time you're going to spend on Monday moving the flow. So those 100 come in, various timescales. Some of these submissions, these new submissions that come in, are just stopped at the gate and they are not sent out for review. And typically these fall into three categories. One, it's a perfectly fine science paper. It's great. It's just not within the scope of the AAS journals. It's more appropriate for another science journal. Not to pick on any particular field, but let's see, I got a couple this week that were primarily plasma physics focused, and plasma physics certainly plays a role in astronomy and astrophysics, but going back to our mission statement, it has to be directly applied to astrophysical systems. So if we see papers that are just purely plasma physics for plasma physics purposes, that's great. It's a great paper. It's just not us. And so those will not go out for review. We don't do comment papers. So if the primary purpose of the article is to comment, usually negatively, on another piece of work, we don't do those. You can certainly put your work in context in your paper, but the primary focus has to be on your significant new results that are directly applied to astrophysical systems, and then you may put your work in context with material that is already in the archival literature. And then we have the NSPs, not suitable for publication. These should not be published in any science journal at all. So these are the, in a word, crank papers that don't cut the cake. Okay. So manuscripts that do enter the review process are then checked with a text overlap tool. So this is text overlap with your papers, hopefully not text with other papers. That would be an ethics violation to be cutting and pasting from somebody else's paper. So we talked about that. Then manuscripts that have a statistical component are routinely previewed by the statistics editor, and manuscripts with a software data component are routinely previewed by the AAS data editors. We did a couple of videos on this series, so look for some of the past videos on covering what these added services to improve scientific integrity look for in some of the other YouTube videos. A scientific editor is then assigned, who, in their role as scientific editor, chooses the referees, generally single, more and more double, and so hence the plural S there. They supervise the peer review process. They adjudicate any impasses between referees and authors, and ultimately they make the final accept and reject decision. So referees provide input into that process of making a decision. So scientific editors are expected to have a general knowledge of the subject manuscript. They're not experts in every single topic of manuscripts that come through, but they have a general knowledge of the topic. Where we rely on expertise, detailed expertise, is the referee. So the referee is expected to be an expert in the field. And it is an honor to be asked to serve the community as a referee. You're not serving me, you're not serving the journals, you're not serving a scientific editor, you're serving the community. It's an honor to be asked. In some sense, it means you have arrived, you're a player, you're acknowledged to be able to provide expertise in a given field. And this is usually based on that judgment of expertise is usually based on publications that people have done. And so you're ready to play, you're ready to help the community improve a paper and move it forward toward publication. And who that referee is and how often you should do it and all the details associated with being a referee are going to be the topic of some of the ensuing videos as we go on. And with that, I want to thank you very much for listening to this YouTube video. Remember to spread the words, get other people to listen to them, watch them, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.